Odwuto, creative director and owner of Dress Afiba, and this is my hustle.
So, Naki, how did Dress Afiba start?
Okay, so somewhere 2011, I wanted to start a side business. I actually saw someone wearing a tank top and it looked nice. It was a plain tank top, accessorized with African prints. I saw it and I was like, okay, I can do it. But I didn't want to do it myself. I didn't even know I could do it myself. So I bought the necessary materials and took it to my seamstress. Well, after a week, which she promised me should be done, I went in to pick my stuff and it wasn't even done. I mean, I found the fabric exactly where I left them.
Wow.
Yeah, so out of anger, I picked my stuff and I drove home. Now, the tops were for my mates who were my customers. So it was an order I was supposed to supply. Now, I didn't want to tell them that I couldn't deliver. So out of anger, I remember that I had a butterfly sewing machine, a hand sewing machine, which I bought a year before. But I hadn't even unboxed it. It was just sitting there. I don't know what happened. The next thing I realized, I had picked up machine, fixed it, and I had sewn 4 tops.
Wow.
Yeah.
But did you know how to sew before that?
I had no idea.
You've never observed anyone do it?
No, I have. I observed my mother.
Okay.
So, but that was once in a while.
Wow.
But I never stood by her, watched her measure, watched her cut.
So the pressure didn't crack you. It actually just made you take a step to do something.
Exactly, brought something out.
Wow, that's interesting. Now, at the time you were in school, but you also had a job as a secretary in a legal firm.
Exactly.
But I mean, the two are like worlds apart. Did you see yourself doing this full time when you got the inspiration at the time?
Absolutely not. So a friend of mine was like, hey, you know how to sew and you have a sewing machine, so why don't you just get back into it? And I decided to get back into it, still as a hobby. Yeah, it wasn't until I started making a bit of money here and there. And well, I was like, why not give it a chance?
But from making tank tops, which, you know, accessorized is quite simple, even for a complete neophyte like me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't dare try it. But it's not as complex as some of the stuff I've seen you do. How did you go from there to making full outfits for women and even men's clothing now?
Yeah. Well, I just learned. I did a bit of research. I still do research because you can never finish learning. Every day you learn something new. It's just up to you to put it to good use. So I watch a lot of tutorial videos from YouTube on how to do a lot of things. So basically that's where I get my training from.
Okay.
I'd say so. That's where I get the training from. And I have 2 or 3 established tailors and seamstresses. So sometimes things get pretty tough. You can't really get it from the videos to the fabric, so you have to go to someone one-on-one, and then they help you out. So
Wow.
that's how we got here.
So Naki, you went from hobby to a business, right?
Yes.
It took you a while.
Yes.
And then eventually you gave your business a name. Dress Afiba.
Yes.
What inspired the name?
Okay, so like I said, this hobby thing started 2011, and I had a name then. It was Cuts and Stitches.
Okay.
Okay, then as we grew, we changed to Ataban,
Okay.
which was inspired by a belt, a reversible belt I made 2016 when I decided to go back into sewing. Then when I was ready to register Ataban at Registrar Journals, I found out that a friend of mine had registered my name.
Oh.
Yeah, the person stole the name, so I had to look for a new name. And then I'd already designed a logo which had an A because Ataban starts with A. So I had to find a name that was pretty close, actually starts with A as well. So someone said, okay, try Allura because Northern region there's a language that means needle. And since sewing has to do with needle, I picked it. But I realized that my customers were not we're not relating to the name because Ataban means wings, it means freedom and all that. But Allura wasn't really flowing. So I had to come up with a new name. Again, something that had starts with A.
Hey, okay.
Okay, so I am, my mom is Fanti and I'm Friday born, so Mami Efe. But I have distant cousins, relatives who are in Zama, and they call Friday borns, female Friday borns, Afiba, instead of Efe or Ifua compared to the Ashantis and the Fantis. So, okay, so I decided, okay, Afiba sounds nice, but I just can't do Afiba. And I'm not really keen on the Afiba designs, clothing and all that. So there's a name online which is Dress Lily. It's a brand in the States. I browse and I do some research. So I was like, okay, let me just copy. And I added dress to the Afiba and it became Dress Afiba.
And when you went to register,
it was available and it's authentic and it's mine.
Well, yeah, it's you. You're Friday born.
Yes,
so you make the dresses and you dress the people.
Exactly.
But how did you transition from doing the men's, you started making clothing for females.
Females, yeah.
And then you started doing men's clothing.
Yes. Well, I had a few clients, female clients, who kept on asking if I could make clothes for their husbands and their sons, their grown sons. I didn't learn, I haven't learned how to sew, so I didn't know how to. So I actually employed the services of male tailors, some from Ivory Coast, some from Ghana. And then they started with the men's clothes. So you find a man and a woman or a husband and wife, and then they would want matchy clothes. So you make it for them and they're happy, sometimes with their kids. So we sew for kids as well, so the whole family is covered. So that's how it is. So I'm learning from my tailors. I'm learning how to sew men's shirts and all that, and trousers and all that. Very soon I'll make you a pair.
Okay, well, I need to work on my six-pack so I can look good
Please
in that outfit. But this is brilliant. Your final thing I'd like us to learn about your business is, has this been fulfilling? I know being an entrepreneur is not easy, but do you look forward to coming to work every day?
Oh yes, I do. I do look forward to coming to work every day. I do look forward to creating new pieces, actually wearing them myself because I look good in my designs and that's what draws the customers. So I do look forward to coming. But it has its challenges. Sometimes you can come to work the whole week and not, you get money, you pay your workers and that's it. You wouldn't be able to make a peswa. But you need to keep pushing. It's not going to be easy. So we just take it like that, a day at a time. And with COVID hitting us last year, nobody was going anywhere. Weddings and everything numbers had been downsized, sorry. So we're picking up. It's a new year. COVID is still around, but we're praying that things will be better and we'll make up what we lost last year.
I hope so too. That's the hope for us and everyone else.
Yeah.
So when you look back, would you do this again?
I would. Absolutely, 100% I would, but I would do it earlier.
Okay.
And I would pay more attention. I would invest everything I had because I always keep telling myself, if only I had sat up earlier, if only I had invested earlier, if only if only. I'm still trying, I'm still working on it.
You're here, it's better late than never.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for welcoming us into Dress Afiba, and we wish you well.
Thank you so much.
Great. Well, that's Naki Lord Woto, and she's telling us about her hustle. And if you're inspired, take that dream of yours, work at it, and scale the hurdles that come your way, and just keep pushing one day at a time. You'll eventually break through.